Hey everyone, Dave Hawkins over here, aka Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a token topic, a Hawkins harangue, or something else, but this is the first of a series of videos that I'm going to be talking about Captain Marvel. So ever since the trailer dropped, where we had the tagline, "What makes her?" and then it transitioned into a hero, you had your conservative crybabies going, "Oh, this is trying to push down a feminist agenda down our throats." And you had your social justice warrior sycophant saying, "Yes, finally, a feminist MCU movie in your face. Woo, woo, woo." Yeah, that told me that most of you mofos never even read the comic nor know about the character in the comics. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the origins of Carol Danvers, her conception, and my opinions on the character in the comics. So, who is Carol Danvers? She's a feminist. No, seriously. She was created to be a symbol of feminism within comics. Let me explain first by talking about her origins. So, Carol Danvers is basically an officer in NASA who is also in the joint U.S. Air Force NASA thingamajig, where she runs into, Dr. Walt Larson, who is really Marvel, She's suspicious of him, and, Marvel actually ends up in a fight with John Rogg, who puts this sentry back to life and everything. Oh, Marvel and John Rogg, they basically have a beef over a chick. Go fig. Anyway, John Rogg brings the sentry to life. Carol is injured and everything, and Captain Marvel saves her by transmitting his energy into her, and that energy gives her powers and everything, and thus she becomes Ms. Marvel. Now, Carol Danvers was supposed to, represent second wave feminism, which was a huge deal in the mid 60s all the way up until the late 70s or 1980, And one thing that annoys me about when people say, "Oh, take politics out of my comics," one of the things that made Marvel very popular and, really, really, put people in is the fact that Marvel made their superheroes very relatable, particularly by incorporating a lot of things that were going on in the 60s into the comics. Civil rights movement, feminism, and the change in the American dynamic, those were front and center in comics. And Carol Danvers was supposed to represent feminism since she was in the military, as she got to a high-ranking stature, but her road was very frictious to a point where people didn't like taking command from a woman in the Air Force. So, the Joint Chiefs, they transferred her to NASA in an attempt to set her up to fail, which it looked like she was about to do when Marvel came down. So, yeah, Carol Danvers was supposed to be the symbol for feminism right from the jump. No ifs, ands, buts about it. The problem is how she ended up being portrayed, because starting as a feminist character, oh wait, I forgot to mention one thing. Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel were supposed to be Marvel's equivalent to Superman. Just letting y'all know this right now. Anyway, so Carol Danvers was supposed to be this Roger-like character, and she ended up being relegated to being Marvel's sidekick, and she actually ended up having the hots for him. And her character really wasn't that interesting. And yeah, I was not really a fan of Carol Danvers. I didn't find her interesting. She had a lot of powers, but it was just boring seeing her. Unlike some Marvel characters that were cool supporting heroes, she was bland, uninteresting, really You went from a three-dimensional character to one-dimensional character for the most part, and then she disappeared for a long time. Yeah, it has a lot to do with Rogue from the X-Men and everything, but pretty much Carol Danvers was created to be a feminist from the get-go into the 60s, and I read her as Ms. Marvel for the most part. Now, a couple years ago, they brought her back as Captain Marvel, and they maintained that feminist angle, but this is going into third-wave feminism, which third-wave feminism is a load of crap, all right? You social justice warrior sycophants really took feminism to a degree where it's not respectable. Second wave feminism was respectable. This third wave feminism crap is really detrimental to the cause and to the movement to advance things. And this is a reflection from what I've read in Civil War II, which really painted Carol Danvers in a terrible light. And though the couple comics I read with, Alpha Flight, it was nice seeing Alpha Flight not in X-Men Shadow. But that's pretty much Carol Danvers in a nutshell, in my opinion. Agree? Disagree? Please, drop me a comment below, give me a like, follow me on Facebook at Token Dave, or on Twitter and Instagram at TokenDave80. Subscribe, ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. Catch all of y'all later.